Hi students, today we're going to be making binoculars out of toilet paper rolls or cut paper towel rolls. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so we have two toilet paper rolls. These are actually paper towel rolls that I cut in half, so it used to be like this. I had paint with me, so I paint both of these in red. If you don't have paint, that's totally okay. You can completely cover them in marker, pencil, color pencils. You can draw designs instead of painting, or you can color or paint the whole thing. If you have food coloring, but you don't have paint, you can create your own paint by taking a little bit of water and a tiny bit of food coloring. I took green food coloring. I put 3 drops in here with just a splash of water. And then if you don't have a paintbrush, you can take a Q-tip and actually put the Q-tip in there and use the Q-tip to make decorations and paint actually. So if you look over here, I have the paint and I can make polka dots. I can make designs and I can completely cover my toilet paper roll. So for students, just like we do in class, after you color or paint your toilet paper roll, I want you to add detail. So those details can be anything you want. On mine, I'm choosing to do polka dots. On yours, you could take your Q-tip, you could do stripes by dragging your brush or your Q-tip. You can decorate yours however you want. So, when it dries, you're gonna put it up like this so you don't get your whole table or your paper all painted, and they're gonna dry like this. After you fully decorate your toilet paper roll with paint, marker, or color pencils, whatever you have, then you can take other things you can find in your house to start to decorate. I found some ribbon for wrapping presents, and I cut a piece off because I wanted to add some extra decorations to one of my toilet paper rolls. So what I did, and if you have this, you can do the same. You can do the same thing with ribbon. You can do the same thing with paper. You could cut into strips. Anything long, thin that you could find in your house is perfect. So I had some glue. If you don't have glue, you could use tape as well. I just took my glue and I glued one side of my ribbon, just like that. And then I took that ribbon and I placed it on the edges of my roll. You could put these anywhere, you don't have to use these, but I think they add a little bit of fun to your binoculars. And I just stick that right on and I make sure I press it all into place. You could use these as your designs instead. You could cover your whole paper roll with stripes. And I did one on both sides, but I'm gonna skip that part to show you what's next. So, after you have dry rolls, after there's no paint on them and it's not gonna make a mess, I put them down like this, right next to each other. So I'm gonna show you how to put them together with glue. If you don't have glue, that's totally fine. You can also use tape. And if you don't have tape, you could tie them together with string, and I'll show you how to do that. So, if you do have glue, I just take a little bit of glue and I do one straight line down the middle. You don't need too much. So I'm just doing a little bit right down the middle, like that. After you do that, you can take your next one. You're gonna press it together, so you're gonna push them into each other like this. You can hold this for around 20 seconds. If you have something to do and you don't want to hold it, or if your child does not want to hold it for that long, you could use clothespins like this and hold them together while that dries for around 20 seconds or longer. Longer is probably better. If you don't have clothespins, you can do the same exact thing with a bobby pin for your hair. I just take these and I use them just to hold the two together like this. That way you can just walk away and let that dry to make sure that it's not going to fall apart later. So I'm going to move ahead, even though I'm not waiting long enough just to show you. But after it is dry and stuck together, and I will leave my clothespins on for this part so I can pretend it's dry. After that, you have the beginning of your binoculars set, but it's not fully ready yet. So you could take these and go like that. But I want to add a neck strap. So I'm going to take my ribbon, and if you don't have ribbon, again, you can take paper and you could cut a long strip out of it. And I'm going to cut a piece that is long enough to go around my neck like this, kind of like a necklace. And then I'm going to take tape or glue, and I'm going to tape one piece to the outside of each one. So I will show you. I'll take my tape, and I'm going to take one end of the ribbon and stick it on the inside of my binocular like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I take the other end of the ribbon, and I'm going to stick it inside my binocular strap. In this part. So my ribbon is kind of curly, but it still works out. So now I can hold them like this, and I can put them around my neck so I have a necklace, and now I have binoculars.